Jonathan Medici, is that cake dusted during the break? Barry is eyeing that cake like an Acrisure security guard.
Oh, wow.
Medici from the top rope, as always.
You'll be back out there.
I will be back out there. Football night in America, heading to Pittsburgh and Acrisure Stadium for the Sunday night game between the Ravens and the Steelers, which decides the AFC North. And I once again have to go back to Acrisure Stadium and find that short, fat, power-hungry little security guard that's going to,
Wow. We should have like a camera following you the whole
mall
time.
cop me.
The
What?
tyrant.
Stick a flashlight in your face.
Yeah. Look at it's unbelievable. Malik Willis off the waiver wire to be a top 4 fantasy performer. Zach Charbonnet, we didn't even get to. Unbelievable kind of some of the fantasy performances there. Parker Washington with a huge game. It's a crazy week.
Welcome to championship weekend.
Right?
If producer Stephen had any respect, though, he would get rid of all of these names, and this segment would be one name, and it would be Derrick Henry.
That's right.
Who completely defined championship
36
weekend.
Scaries to make up for previous faults.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. I needed this in the beginning of the season, otherwise I wouldn't have started 0-7. I did ride Derrick Henry to a 74-point lead over Connor in the 7th place game that everyone's...
Third time's the charm.
All I know is that's how the... Anyway, so I'm...
How do you beat someone in a bracket and then you play him again?
Unless Kyron Williams and Blake Corum for you outscore my Matthew Stafford by 74 points tonight.
And what's crazy is I had Malik Willis and Jackson Dart.
Yeah.
Who both were great.
I had Drake May and I had Derrick Henry.
Your players all woke up at the right time.
They really did. 7th place is mine, baby. It's mine. There you go. I'd rather be 7th and 8th, like you, Connor.
I don't understand how I beat you multiple times and play you again.
I don't understand. It's the magic of that.
I don't care.
But like I would have won the
birthday.
championship. I defeated both. Much bigger scores than Roto Pat or
10th points.
the chubby leather days here. But 7th career game for 200 rushing yards with Derrick Henry, most in NFL history. 36 touches. They finally gave him the damn ball. Like, again, they finally used the Josie principle. Get the ball to your best player as well. King Henry is another guy that every year we say, like, well, he was probably done last year. And yet, I mean, I still have him as a top 20 running back
It's
next year.
so funny. It's going to be hilarious when Lamar Jackson makes the Super Bowl this year.
This is the year.
After this massive odyssey, this is the year where he makes it. But they are 3-point favorites on Sunday Night Football against the Steelers. Our game last week, Saturday night, Green Bay, Malik Willis was magnificent, as was Christian Watson, who I understand a lot of people would have benched given the quarterback situation. But Christian Watson, the clear alpha
went into the
wide
game
receiver
banged
one.
up a little bit.
Yeah, but clear wide receiver one for that team. And Malik Willis I think he's going to start somewhere next year.
Malik Willis will be drafted as a top 15 quarterback in fantasy next year.
Yeah.
Because he will be starting for Dolphins, Arizona, name your team, and he runs.
Yeah.
So he will be a top. My bold take might be he's drafted as a top 12 quarterback next year.
I 100% agree, and I'm very bitter that he was apparently a free agent in one of my dynasty leagues that I didn't realize, and someone just grabbed him for free. And I'm like, I don't understand how everyone else was asleep at the wheel. But in 3 starts with the Green Bay over the last 2 seasons, over 23 fantasy points per game, I completely agree with that take. I don't think that's a bold take. I think he's going to be unbelievable. 3rd straight game with 20 or more fantasy points for Christian Watson, has at least a 20% target share in 5 of the last 7. Jackson Dart is another guy that should be a top 12 fantasy quarterback next year. At least 19 fantasy points in 8 of his 11 starts. Since week 4, he's the 8th best quarterback in fantasy in the points per game, and all of that was without Malik Neighbors, I should say. They'll have a new coach, a new offensive system, but whoever that is going to know, get the ball to Malik Neighbors. Do you think there's any chance that the Giants move off of Dart? There was some talk that if they lost this game, they would draft Mendoza and trade Dart.
There has been a lot of that chatter, and obviously if they hire a new GM, we don't know, because that'll be up to the new GM.
Dart's been too.
I think that would be insane.
You know what the most interesting, never talked about storyline? Because all we talk about Malik Willis, great time to be a free agent. Wan'Dale Robinson.
Yes.
Amazing time to be a free agent for Wan'Dale Robinson.
Since week 6, he's the 16th best wide receiver in fantasy, 46% target share. He's wide receiver 5 in championship week. He went from a PPR scam artist to a legit wide receiver 1 in this offense.
Yeah, good for Robinson.
How about Zach Charbonnet?
Well, it never looks pretty for Zach Charbonnet. I never think that anything's good can happen, but they give him the ball around the goal line, and it is a creative Clint Kubiak offense. He finishes as the 5th best running back in fantasy pending Monday Night Football.
Ramondre Charbonnet, JCM, so disgusting in the middle of this leaders.
Yeah, a couple of receptions, but the 2 touchdowns is the key for Charbonnet. Yeah. They like him at the goal line.
Well, listen, Ken Walker, a free agent at the end of this year, so perhaps he's the lead guy here. Chris Godwin, first 20-point game since week 6 of last season. 18% target share. A lot of it came after the catch. 79 of his 108 yards after the catch. It was just nice to see Godwin sort of came out of nowhere,
Right.
but not
Division on the line next week.
Huh?
Division on the line Saturday.
Division on the line. The Buccaneers have just been absolutely brutal. I got asked on the Football Night in America pod, who has a better chance between the Panthers and the Buccaneers of going further in the playoffs? And I'm just like,
Do I have to?
yeah, exactly.
Right.
I chose the Bucs just because of
answer's the
Baker's
Bucs,
experience, but
the answer's no one. They're going to lose to the Rams.
They're awful.
By 50.
Sunday Scaries, Connor, Josh Jacobs, just, part of this was they were banged up and then game script as well. One of the toughest guys in the NFL, but just 5 touches in this game. Really tough for everyone
Look at
that
the names
started
on
him.
this.
Yeah.
Josh Jacobs, Tirico, and McMillan, who now could lose Offensive Rookie of the Year, Jay, to Tyler Shuck.
Yeah, potentially very rough game for Tirico and McMillan. I think that's just the product of Bryce Young and the offense not being able to do anything. Ladd McConkey, tough game for him as well. 1 catch for 31 yards, just so difficult for Herbert going up against an elite pass rush in Houston.
He's not in my top 50. I just couldn't figure out, under 5 fantasy points in 3 of his last 4 games. They just have so many mouths to feed. Bucky Irving, also tough to rank. 3rd straight game with under 10 fantasy points. They use Rachaad White and Sean Tucker way too much, Connor. And then finally, Jaylen Warren. I did not understand the game plan for Pittsburgh.
Ugly.
Aaron Rodgers threw it almost 40 times. You're on the road at Cleveland, just run. They were averaging 5.5 yards per carry. Arthur Smith doing Arthur Smith thing. Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and RotoWorld.com. And I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched. Or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest Roto-World fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.